Good morning viewers, another day. I've forgotten which day it is, 9, 10, something like that, but either way we're going to crack on. So calipers, freshened up, I've just got to change the pads over, but otherwise they've cleaned and they're derusted and painted on the areas that I wanted to do. As I said, all the rubbers and everything are fine and the pistons are fine, so we'll just leave them. As well as that, the brackets for the fuel and brake lines have been derusted and painted. And other than that, I guess it's just time to crack on with the chassis. So it'd be nice to get the rest of the rear section done today, but we'll see how it goes. Stand by. Welcome back viewers. I've been at it 6 hours straight, just smashing at this chassis. It's been really difficult, all because of access issues. Excuse me. But we're getting there, so let me show you. So if we start around here, been going along here, I've just put some chemical down there because I couldn't get some bits of rust. Along here, and there. Again, I just put some chemical in there, that's what the brown is. Down here, just some chemical again. Down there, you know, finding my finger sander hasn't arrived through the post yet, so I'm still doing it by a drill bit and a Dremel, and it just takes hours and hours and hours trying to get the stuff, and you still can't get every bit of rust, you know, there's still little bits in there, so I have to put a bit of chemical on there, which is very suboptimal. Slip along here. One thing I found today is the risk of using the angle grinder. It's a lovely tool and it shifts lots of material, but a couple of places I've actually made the car metal just too thin. It's really easy to do, so it doesn't really matter, it's not, you know, in critical areas or anything, but something to think about and learn. Be really careful. And also be difficult stuff. As you can see, there's still some bits I've got to polish off. Still some bits in there I've got to do. Yes, it's all access is your problem. Also, bloody hell, how do mechanics do this? Standing for 8 hours, 6 hours, whatever it's been, with my hand above my head like this, carrying a tool, working, is just bloody impossible. Absolutely fucked. Barely hold the camera up. Camera's moving too fast apparently. Still some bits in there I've got to get. Awkward, really awkward getting a tool up in there, I tell you. I will sleep well tonight, viewers. Some little bits there I see I need finishing off. Just get the Dremel out and just run it down. This side's worse than the other side because it's the driver's side, obviously, but it's all right. Oh, yeah, anyway, although just a few inches really is all it is, took all those hours. Got to get some better tools, definitely. Right, so next, I've got to clean it all up next, degrease it, finish some bits, put some chemical in places, and then more about painting it. Stand by. Welcome back viewers. So, finishing off on the last day, I finished the rear, yay, whoops. Well, I've almost finished it, I've primed it, I mean, I've still got to seed it, I've still got to paint it and do all that other stuff, but I can leave it now basically, move on to the next section. The next section is of course the middle section, which is in two sections, the left panel and the right panel, known as the floor pan. Oh, words are hard today. So I'm starting on the left one because it's much less rusty, which is great. So all I've done is obviously removed all the rust, and it's got hardly any rust on the tool, which is nice, along the seams, along the spot welds and stuff like that, all the usual junk. These are damaged here and there. It wasn't me that did it, it was before I had the car, and I recognise that, and that is when someone tries to put it on a low loader that's too low for the car, or too pointy, or the car's too low for it, so it's smacked there like a freaking idiot. There's nothing you can do about that, so just leave it, and it doesn't really matter anyway, the car's not bent. Yeah, that's it. So I can't remember whether we've actually talked about how we do these panels. So obviously I split it up into panels. This is a panel. Well, it's actually lots of panels welded together, but you know, it's near enough. So the first thing I do is I give it a clean with, you know, just normal cleaning detergent. Then I dry it off. Then I inspect for any rust once I've got access to look in, and then I go in and start cutting the rest away to whatever depth I need to, using several tools, angle grinders, either flat bits or actual angle grinding bits if you need to get deep. Then you go on, if you need access, I've just got this lovely new tool, finger sander. Ooh, best tool ever, if you can use it right. Which I'm just learning to use now. Then you go smaller and smaller tools, because access, you know, even here slowly becomes a ball problem, until you end up always with the tiniest tool, which is the tiny little spindle, which is about 3mm big, 2mm big, and it just allows you to get inside these, you know, the panel overlaps, the seams, and that's it. You just have to do it and do it and do it, and try not to mess it up. I've got another hot spot there, sort of cocked up there, but it is what it is. Sometimes you just get hot spots. Can't remember what I was saying now. Yeah, so this, then I clean it again, because obviously you've got all the crap that you've ground off everywhere, metal and rust and stuff, so clean it again, then you dry it again, then you have to, what's the word, degrease it. I use U-Pol degreaser to degrease everything, because everything's covered in grease all the time, everything is, it's just how my life is. Paint won't work, so then I degrease the whole panel, which takes ages, but then I do it, and then paint, either a bit of chemical, rust chemical if you need to, if there's some places you couldn't get to, or in this case I don't need to, so I'll just go straight on with a couple of coats of primer, and that gets it to where we are on the back. Anyway, enough yapping, I'll get some primer on here, and then I will see you for the other side. It's going to be a bit more challenging. Welcome back, viewers. Ta-da! Left floor pan undercoated, and all is well. And I've stripped down and degreased and cleaned the, oh, ouch, right one as well. It wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be rotten through, but it's not too bad. It's about the same as the other one, actually. So I thought we escaped that one, which is nice. So yeah, get a couple of coats of primer on this as well, and then we'll move on to the next session, which will be the front chassis forks, which are going to be the most challenging bits of this car. You can see that rust is so bad, it's pushed all the way through basically. It's just pushed through there, it's completely lost its shape. So we're going to have to probably cut these out and do some welding, and I don't know, we'll figure it out as we go. But anyway, let's finish this floor pan before we get ahead of ourselves.